Welcome to Clément and southwest of France. I'm Céline Tabadi and I work for Clément for 10 years. Clément is based in southwest of France, close to the Pyrenees and the Atlantic Ocean. You'll see that these two specificities will be really important for all our wines. During the tasting and the presentation that you'll follow, we will go first to the Saumon appellation, which is just here in the middle. We'll then go to the Côte de Gascogne area, and we'll finish with the Madiran and Pacherin du Vic-Bilh. Clément is a union of cooperatives created in 1979. It represents around 800 families of wine growers, and it's really important for Clément to maintain this agriculture where we are doing more polyculture. So there is the vines, the vineyard, but there is also the cows, cereals, ducks. There are probably more ducks than inhabitants in the area. So Clément is really sustainable for maintaining people living around in southwest of France. Let's go now to the vineyard. Just before going to the vineyard, I wanted to thank Simon Margaroli from the Ardington Hotel and Simon Wallace from Gusto Wines to have selected 6 wines that we will present and will go through during that video. Welcome to the Saumon appellation, one of the youngest appellation as it has been created in 2011. However, it has a long history of viticulture in the area, as on the top of the hill of Saumon there is the monastery, and as you know, when there are monks they needed the wine for the mass. So at least from the 11th century we have vineyards in that area. The particularity of the Saumon appellation is to have a plot where we are today, which is granted as a monument historique. Usually that recognition is only around the castles, buildings, churches. That's the first ever vegetal plot which got that recognition. It comes for 3 reasons. The first one is the age, as it has been planted more than 200 years ago. And today we still have that vine because it resists the phylloxera, which is a bud which destroyed the roots of the vineyards during the 19th century. And the plot has been resisting the phylloxera because it's on a sandy soil. The second reason for being protected as a monument historique is the diversity within the grape varieties. There are 21 different grape varieties and 7 are unknown among these 21. From that plot and from the different research we did on the other plots of the appellation, in 2002 we have been able to plant the largest private conservatory in France, which is on the next door village, where there are today more than 37 different grape varieties. And from these 37 grape varieties, there are some that we have selected where we are doing some microvinifications and that we study as it might be the future of the appellation, the future for the vineyard in that area with the climate change. So there is a lot of research and development work in progress, so that's an appellation to follow. The last reason for being granted as a monument historique is the way of planting the vineyards with 2 vines, 2 vines, 2 vines, 2 vines, 1 stalk, 1 stalk, 1 stalk, 1 stalk as a square. And in fact it allowed the oxes or the cows to walk and to work in between the rows. Now let's try one of the cuvées from the appellation, which is Les Vignes Retrouvées, and now obviously you understand the reason for the name, as it means the grapes that we have refound. The grape varieties within the white Saumon appellation are the Gros Mansin, the Petit Courbu and the Arufjac. The Arufjac on its own is a disgusting grape. It's really awful, really bitter. But in fact, when we use it, it's just like adding salt and pepper on a dish. You just put the right amount and it's perfect. So let's try that cuvée. Cheers. So on the nose, really expressive, really aromatic. A lot of length, thanks to the proximity of the Atlantic Ocean and the Pyrenees. We have this aging potential, as we will have a specific weather with warm days during the summertime and really cool nights. And that specificity will give to our grapes all the potential to keep the freshness. And when you drink the wine, then you have that freshness. So it's amazing. And then you can pair it and enjoy with any seafood, any fish like monkfish, veal, just all the dishes that you like and that you can enjoy with that wine. So cheers and have a sip. We are this morning in the Côte de Gascogne area and we'll speak about the Colombard and the Cuvée du Roi Rosé. The Colombard is the flagship grape of the Côte de Gascogne IGP. So at the beginning, this area, we were producing mainly Armagnac. The Armagnac, so when you produce Armagnac, you sell for your grandchildren. You create the stock for your grandchildren. And in fact, in the 1970s, 1980s, the sales of Armagnac were dropping massively and we had to do something with these grapes. And in fact, we were the pioneer in creating that style of wine with the Colombard grape, with a lot of exotic fruits, tropical fruits, pineapple, tropical, as I said. So if we start with the Colombard, the nose is exactly as I said on the tropical notes. A lot of freshness, light alcohol. Just a delight. Fresh, you can enjoy at any moment of the day. You can enjoy with any light food as an aperitif as well. And for the Cuvée du Roi Rosé, I would say that it's exactly the same. So it's on the Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon and Tannat grapes. But then you have that freshness, you have that easy drinking style that you can pair with, again, the salmon, the chicken, the light dishes, salads, whatever. So just try them, enjoy, and you'll probably come back to them. Thanks. So we have decided to go to the red cellar in order to speak about the Côte de Gascogne red wine that we have selected for that tasting. So I'm with Chloé Papin, winemaker at Plémont. So the Côte de Gascogne red grape varieties are mainly so Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, Tannat, and there is as well the Mansa that we have reintroduced following all the research on that grape. As we are in the red cellar, so Chloé will speak about the grapes and the vinification, which enters that cuvée Ribeton, and then we will taste it.
So first of all, we have a vineyard manager who follow and conduct the vines. So according book production. So it's, for example, the size of the row, the production, the stress during the maturation. And so during the maturation, we have also a laboratory at Plémont, and we can do a control maturity to help us to choose the right moment to pick up the grapes. So for us, for this cuvée, the right moment is not too early, and we don't want vegetable aromas and not too late. We don't want marmalade fruit. We want fresh fruit, so we try to choose at this moment. So the grapes come into these tanks to do the alcoholic fermentation. So it's sugar who becomes alcohol thanks to the yeast. The Merlot and the Tannat are finished separately. So the alcoholic fermentation lasts 10 days, around 25 degrees. So it's not a too long fermentation. And we do the extraction thanks to pump over, mostly in the first part of the fermentation to keep the fruit and the freshness. So the pump over is to take off the juice from the bottom of the tank and put back on the top. After we follow the engine into these tanks also.
So now we will taste the Cuvée du Roi Ribeton, which means the little small rivers, and it's a blend of Merlot and Tannat.
Thank you.
And regarding the Merlot, so it comes from a specific terroir, right?
Yes, it comes from the sand, and that's why we have a lot of fruit and not too much structure in this wine. It's soft tannins and a lot of volume.
So on the nose, we definitely have these red fruits. Then perfectly round. So all that Chloe explained regarding the work in the cellar in order to obtain the roundness, you can feel it when you taste. So enjoy the Ribeton. Thank you very much, Chloe.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Madiran appellation, one of the oldest, created in 1948. As you can see, we are closer to the Pyrenees, we are on a deep slopes, and it's a characteristic of the Madiran appellation. We are on a plot certified HVE3, so HEV3, High Environmental Value Certificate, the level 3, which is a name that Plymouth wine growers want to achieve on a really short delay. The main reason for having that HEV certification, it's really to enjoy and respect as much as possible the land, the place where we live. So there will be a focus on the biodiversity, a focus on the limiting the entrance and all the other things that we could add, and respect, as I said, really the land. The cuvée that we will taste today is Chez Louisat. We are on the plot of Chez Louisat with the wine grower Eric Labatte, so you'll see him pruning just in a minute. The particularity of the Chez Louisat cuvée is being without added sulfites. The main grape is the Tannat, as for the appellation, and the Tannat has this particularity of being really dark on the color with a lot of tannins. And in fact, the Madiran appellation used to have that idea that you would need at least 20 years to enjoy a Tannat and to enjoy a Madiran. Now, things have changed, and with the Cuvée Chez Louisat, you'll see that the fruit, and the fruit. The Tannat has the other particularity to be good for the health and for the heart pressure, because it has a lot of anthocyanins, antioxidants. So you pair that with the duck and the duck fat, then you have the perfect diet. And people used to be living longer in that area. So I would recommend to taste Chez Louisat with any red meat, duck obviously, but that can be with a lamb as well, or something where you would enjoy the taste. So have a glass of Tanat, have a glass of Chez Louisat, and cheers. Eric Labatte is so the one grower behind the cuvée Chez Louisat, and now it's the moment of pruning. So you can see that he's cutting different parts. So as you can see, in fact, there will only be so one vine for next year, one part here, and this, and all the rest will be put out as that was from last year. Welcome to this amazing place, La Galerie Bleue. It's a bit different from the vineyards that we were just a few minutes ago. In fact, this room is an exhibition room for art pieces that Plémont bought years after years in partnership with a local school, where there were some exhibitors, so painters or people doing the sculpture and so on. So it's important for Plémont to sustain the activity, art and festivals in the area. So there is this partnership with that school and the Galerie Bleue, but there is every year as well the partnership with the Festival Jazz in Marciac, so one of the most famous jazz festivals in the world. And that was important for Plémont to sustain the culture, and when the wine growers are working in their vineyards or producing the wine, then there is a link with the art, because being in the vineyard, it's artistic as well. So we'll speak about the AOC Pacherin du Vic-Bilh. This AOC covers the same area as the Madiran, but it produces only white wines. It will be mainly sweet wine, and there is a bit of dry wine. The grapes used are the Gros Mansin, Petit Mansin, and Petit Courbu. And if we focus on the sweet wines, then it's harvested by hand, and you can go to the same plot at least 3 times. So the first harvest will be done mid of October, and it can last until the 31st of December, where we are doing the Saint Sylvester harvest. With the Maestria, so again, there is this label in link with something artistic, and the Maestria will be harvested beginning of November. It will be so on the sweet side, as I said, and we'll have some notes of honey a little bit, roundness, so there is the sweetness, but a lot of freshness due to the climate, as I said this morning, the proximity with the Pyrenees and the Atlantic Ocean. So it's not a sweet wine as you would imagine. So when you have the wine in your mouth, then you have the sweetness coming first, and then there is all this freshness allowing you to have a second glass without any problem. I would recommend to pair it with the blue cheese, such as Roquefort, but as well with light dishes like an apple tart with a bit of cinnamon, a bowl of ice cream, so something really easy to do at home, or with some clementines or mandarins, something a bit more tropical. It's the perfect pairing, I would say. So this is the end of the tasting and the visit of southwest of France. Obviously, I'd be delighted to meet you down to southwest of France once everything will be possible to travel again. We have the monastery in the village of Saint-Mond, which is a hotel where we will be really happy to welcome you, and there is all the œnotourism offer that Plémont is promoting and proposing that I'll be delighted to have you around. So thanks a lot, and See you soon. Bye.